Hey, this is part 2. We sailed from South Georgia Island to Antarctica, and at this point, I'm actually in Antarctica. So it's great. I hope you enjoy it. I finally got to walk actually on land, on mainland, the continent of Antarctica. There I am. I'm on Brown Bluff Beach. They said to us guys, hey, you want to go up the glacier? So we took a long walk up the glacier. The guy ahead of us was poking around, making sure there's no big crevices that we could fall into. So we went for a walk, and we're up there. It's a beautiful sight, and we looked down on our ship. We got to walk up to the glacier, and from there, I'm looking down on our ship. Icebergs in the water, penguins on the beach, seals on the beach. It was just gorgeous. It was snowing that day, so it's there July, and it's snowing. One of the birds we saw is called a snowy petrel, a very rare bird. One of the guides, Peter Harrison, knew exactly where the nest was, and he took us up there to see this very rare bird nesting. And from there we saw gentoo penguins, chinstrap penguins, and Adelie penguins. The Adelies were walking the length of the beach. So you can tell an Adelie penguin because his eye looks like a Cheerio. He's got like a round ring around his eye. That's it, Brown Bluff Beach. That was great. So we got to see all the penguins jump in the water. They're all hesitating. There's an old saying, don't be the first penguin, because there might be a leopard seal down there waiting for you. From there, we went to Gordon Island. It was pretty much more of the same, but now we were with chinstrap penguins, and we saw leopard seals. Leopard seals are penguin eaters, and their head is sort of shaped like a reptile. When you look at them, it's like, it sort of has a snake, lizard type head, but it's a seal. So back out in the inflatables, driving around, and here we are in Antarctica, and we can't believe it. We all look at each other and go, wow, this is so different than, say someone from Chicago or someone from Boston or someone from Miami or someone from South Africa. It's just like totally different. Everybody knows icebergs, big chunks of ice, but there's areas where there's all small chunks of ice, like say as big as a football. So they call that the brash ice. So this is really fun this day in Sierra Cove. We're in the brash ice and we're in the inflatable boats. Obviously the ship can't go to shore. So we all get in these inflatables and we buzz around in those. And you can see the brash ice, and you can see this serious shot from way above, because the guy who shot this had a drone. There's a chin strap back to back with a gentoo penguin. Some of the boats were following a whale. I wasn't on that boat. As you're watching some of these pictures, just look how rugged Antarctica is. You just can't live there, You can see a hut. So what happened is, South Georgia Island, nobody owns it. No country owns it. It's owned by like an environmental trust. Argentina's the closest country probably. They put huts out and said, oh, this is ours. So after they did that, the Russians did it. Put huts all over the place. And they're like, it's ours. But it's actually not owned by anyone. Everyone owns Antarctica. Everyone shares Antarctica. And they all try to respect the pristineness of it. Our last stop, or our second last stop, was to see a bunch of gentoo penguin colony with their chicks. We say goodbye to the mainland Antarctica, and we're heading back to South America. But along the way, we stop at an island called Deception Island. And Deception Island is a volcano. It's shaped like this. There's a little hole in the volcano. When the volcano cracked, seawater rushed in. So it's like 400 deep inside the volcano. You can see the opening, and we head inside the volcano. So here we are inside the volcano. So the top of the island blew off 40,000 years ago. Then eventually the seawater came in. And then in the 1970s, early 70s, 69, 70, 71, the island blew again, and all this black ash, which is like sand, covered the island. So we went to walk on the black ash. They told us, today's the day, you can go swimming. So we're inside a volcano, we're walking around the volcano on top of the ash, and we decide to go swimming. After that, we head back through Drake's Passage, the roughest ocean water in the world, where the Pacific Ocean hits the Atlantic Ocean. And our trip was over. What a trip. I hope you guys like the videos. Thank you. I learned that there's cruises and there's expeditions. And when you go on a cruise, you're in a big ship, maybe 1,500 people, 1,200 people, and you basically go by Antarctica or South Georgia and you wave, and that's it. So it's pretty exciting being down there. But we're on an expedition, and every day at 8 a.m., we're on the inflatables. We go to a beach, or we go to some special site, or some special island, and seeing all the different species of animals. South Georgia Island was absolutely my favorite. I know it's not Antarctica, but going to Antarctica was sort of a novelty. But going to South Georgia Island, that was unbelievable. I'd love to go back there. I would recommend everybody go to there. So I learned the best time to go was January. I learned the best cruise to go on was an expedition. I learned that Antarctica is very rugged. I just love the place. Every day was an adventure. People ask me, did I get seasick? Yes, I got really seasick. Between the Falklands and South Georgia Island, that was really rough. And I got seasick, yes. They have these patches you can wear. Those work pretty well. But what saved me is the doctor gave me a shot. And that saved me. I didn't know there was seasick medicine, but there is. Oh, you know what else I learned? I learned the difference between that in Antarctica, if you have more than 200 people on the ship, you cannot land. There's no capacity down there to rescue people. So those big cruise lines with 3,000 people, 2,000 people, they can't go there. And if they do go there, they're not allowed to get on the little boats and go out. And I realized the seriousness of what we were doing because like when we went on the beach with the 500,000 penguins, the inflatable boat before us was full of food and supplies and tents and blankets and whatever, in case we had to stay there. Say the ship sunk, or say the ship blew out to sea, or say there was a vicious storm and we couldn't get back to the boat. They were prepared for everything. Most of the people on the boat were between 65 and 75 years old. Out of 135 of us, at least 70 of us went swimming. It was freezing, but I walked out there, dove in. So there's a picture of me diving in the Antarctic. Where did we do it? We did it inside what they call the caldera, inside the volcano. That's where we went swimming. That was a gorgeous beach. That's why they use that. You know, we couldn't go swimming on rocks and all that stuff. It was like jumping in the water in Maine in the winter. That's what it was like. It was as cold as water gets. Hey kids, don't forget to follow me on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel, @Jerry Pallotta.